The self-destruct sequence has been activated. Repeat, the self-destruct sequence has been activated. This sequence may not be aborted. All employees proceed to the emergency car at the bottom platform.
Okay, we lit it just like a fuse, so no need to pick and choose. Welcome to 2020, where we do more than interviews. The hottest be coming through, jumping knowledge on all of you. Get a pick at the front of you with the truth that they offer you. Yeah, hands up, we doing it for the culture. To give artists and businesses more exposure. Keeping it real and stay solid just like a boulder. It's about to go all the way down, can't get no lower. Chasing my dreams, know that they get no slower. But if I stay running, I promise they getting closer. Moreover, success my older. And if you're sleeping on me, I'm waking them up like Folgers. I told you, coming from the land with the tide roll. Well, we'll be on a whole different vibe though. We like to ride slow and keep our windows tinted so you really can see us like Stevie Wonder waking up with his eyes closed. Yeah, got the kind of flow that rock the boat. On my 16s of pounds of dope. And if you figure you can hang with me on the mic, then grab some rope. Matter of fact, better grab some hope while you at it. We keep it live, it's time to tune in. Turn up the sound on what you're using. It goes so hard, I think it's bruising. The show is 2020, no need to zoom in. Yeah.
That, and she talked like an old lady. Once you get to know her, she's like a 70-year-old woman in a young woman's body, bro.
Wow.
You
That's
are. You're an old lady. You are.
That's some shit. That's how I feel him coughing. That's some bullshit.
Quick off the head topic, man. I gotta talk about it. I gotta get it off my chest because I'm gonna be done with it. So yesterday was my aunt's funeral. Mm-hmm. And they always talk about grieving hit everybody different. So I tried to stay busy.
Take your focus off of it?
Yeah. And I was productive, but I was like cracking though. You know what I'm saying? Like not dealing with it would manifest in another way. Mm-hmm. So I want to know, how do y'all deal with grief? Because my instinct is to just get busy.
Ooh.
That is one of my coping mechanisms when it comes to grief. Mm-hmm. You stay busy, you keep your mind occupied, you will not have time to dwell on the fact, yeah, this person is gone and they're not coming back. But you have to deal with it eventually. You can only run for so long. Mm-hmm. And I remember when you told us that she had passed away and you quickly was like, but I'm good though. And I'm like, yeah.
Usually when people say that, they're not though.
They're not. They're not at all.
But if you tell yourself that, I know psychologically you'd be like, well, I'm going to be good.
And you know, the lie you have to tell yourself to make it through, then so be it. But at some point, you're going to have that mental, physical breakdown and just deal with the grief.
Got to.
Because I will admit, I went back to work way too fast after I buried my mom. I buried my mom 2 days after Thanksgiving, and that Monday I was right back at work.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that was too fast.
That was dumb.
That was too fast.
I was like, okay, my grieving days, because they gave me. I was off those few days before Thanksgiving, and I was already scheduled off that Friday because I'd already planned that day out because that was the day that we would go out on Black Friday. We would park the car and we would all go in different directions to get the shit. And here I am on Black Friday preparing to bury my mom the next day. Just like I was telling my brother earlier, I had this phone call for a procedure and they wanted to go over all of my information and whatnot. It says, is your emergency contact still such and such? And I was like, and the lady was like, I'm sorry, what did I say? I was like, you have to forgive me. I'll bury my mother tomorrow and she was my emergency contact. So I guess I have to change this right now. She was like, what I had said. I was like, it's not you. I've been trying to occupy my brain all week with stuff. And that one little glitch.
Yeah.
And that's how grieving is. It can be the smallest of things that will set you off. And you have to take that moment right then and there to cry, scream, curse, sleep, take a shot, whatever you need to do to get past that particular moment. And you will have to pop up. So, and then also grief with me depends on the relationship.
Thank you.
I
That's
had
what I
with
was
that
going to say.
person.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Because then there's some people that pass away, or I'm like, well, they were old. I hate to be that.
Nah,
President too. I mean,
You lived your life, shit. What you mean?
They live 2 lives, 2 and a
Right,
half.
because some people don't even get to see the half of that.
Right. Or like a child, like with Cupcake. Shit. I thought it was like she was in my neighborhood, or she was like my niece or my own daughter. But that one hit hard with the way that she passed away, and the fact that somebody wanted to cause her harm. So yeah, it depends on the person, depends on the relationship that you had with that particular person, how you deal with grief. A lot of people like to keep busy. People might drink, they might smoke to just take their minds off of it. Just anything to avoid it instead of just dealing with it head on, because you might not be able to function if you dwell on it.
Okay. Well, what about you?
I mean, I want to tell myself, like, I'm...
God damn. Your turn coming?
I do like to preoccupy my time, but as she said, it does depend on who the relationship was. Now, granted, I always, like myself, I tell myself I'm good. But realistically, when I get to that funeral, and the hardest part for me is when you close that casket.
Yes.
Because I know that's my last time seeing you. And then when I'm walking away from the gravesite.
Yeah, that's why I didn't go to the gravesite.
So it's like, I be trying to be strong for all my counterparts, my family and everything, but I'm like, yeah, at some point I probably can't. And that's why I'm glad I'm a writer, because whatever I'm feeling, I just talk to my pen and my pad. We make love to one another, like, let's go, because that's all I got. So.
Yeah, it caught me when I was driving. This was she died Sunday, and what did I do? I took my brother home or something. I don't remember. I know I was on the way back to the house, and I was just driving, and it just... Oh, I know what I was doing. You know how, like, you have a mental checklist of what you need to do for, like, the next week? And so I was like, all right, I got this done. I got to get this off my phone, get this on the computer, get this put out. And I was like, I got to get my suit cleaned. And that's when it hit me. Because the only reason I wear that black suit is to fucking go to a funeral. And anytime, that's like the finality of it for me. Like most people, like you said, seeing the casket close, putting on that suit is it for me. That's when I'm like, this person's not coming back.
Yeah, because I don't know. It's a lot of different things I look at. It's walking in. I could be good. I can go to the funeral. But then when I'm walking in with that family, whether it be a friend of a family or whatever, because I still consider them my family, it's tough. Because, I mean, even if you're trying to hold yourself together, it's some funerals you just can't. You got to let that shit go.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I was like going to Tessa's funeral. I was trying to console everybody around me because K. Marie was just losing it. Tam came in. She was almost on the floor. But when that family came in,
like that, Jesus,
and they wheeled Tessa's mom in, and she was crying.
That hit a little different,
Not my baby, Lord. Not my baby. And that right there, me and DeAndre, it's a wrap. I was slumped in the fucking chair. I couldn't. You could hear the pain in her voice. Everybody in there was...
Yeah, we think it's hard for us to bury our parents, but imagine what your parent got to go through to bury their child. Knowing you haven't...
No parent should have to bury a child.
Right.
Ooh.
Yep. Yeah. And
so tough.
The killer part is, and you know this, another woman I consider like, might as well say like another aunt to me, her son died like last month. R.I.P. Michi. I had survivor's guilt for the first time because of this one. He was, I think, 25. And it fucked me up because his brother and sister, I literally grew up with. Like my mom and their parent and their mom, best friends.
Right.
So I was the oldest out of everybody. So I remember Dennis being a baby. I remember Courtney being a baby. And I remember them growing up and playing with me, and we all go play. Then I remember Michi came along, and he was the new baby. And eventually he got to play with us and stuff too. And so I went away to college. I came back and seeing them grown, I was excited. And the last time I seen Michi was I went to interview Courtney at her mom's house. And that's like mom. Floretta, I already know that's like mom.
Right.
So I give her a kiss. I hug Courtney, talking to Courtney, and in walk Michi. And this nigga taller than me now. I'm like, nigga. So I hug him. Like, I don't even think you know how like you got to be manly, so you shake hands. I ain't even do that. I just went straight for the hug.
Aww.
I was just glad to see him.
Yeah.
And then I was sitting on the couch. My mom texted me, said Demetrius died. And I was just like, nah, I'd have to go first before that kid. Like, I had to wrestle with that.
And I think it's always hard. It's the ones you don't expect.
Yeah, man.
When you don't expect those, that hurts you the most, I feel like.
He was sweet. He was a sweet dude. Like, he was nice and just smiling every time I seen him. And just to get that text message, man. And, like, this last year has really showed me that it's, no matter how much we try to have fun and stuff, there's always a clock in the background ticking down. And like some people get scared of that. Some people deviate from that. That shit make me like grind. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, yeah, I got 3/4 left in the game. I got shit rolling. So yeah, that's what it's been like. So I was telling you, Ray, in the car, I'm seen as like the strong, responsible one. You know what I'm saying? I get that, you know, but I'm like, fuck, why me? Why can't I be the one that's weak and crying and somebody rub me on the back?
Like everybody else.
Yeah, man. Like that shit rough.
This damn
like,
work.
Somebody rub me on the fucking back and tell me it's all gonna be all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's part of being an adult. And a guy I called my dad, my best friend's dad, told me this when I went to go see him. I went to Huntsville for Christmas. Y'all know this.
Yeah.
He said, because the way he became an adult, this is how he told me. He knew he was an adult because he was 19 and his dad died. And he said that forced him into adulthood. He said that door shut and I couldn't go back to being a child.
Yeah.
And that's literally what it's like. It was like, nigga, I was just 20 something. Like, it feels like yesterday. But now I'm about to be 33 and it's like, damn, I am the generation that has to take care of business now. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the OGs is leaving. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I got to, you know. Yeah, that's me on my rant. What about you, Black? My bad, I'm talking a lot.
That's good.
So,
for me, it's kind of different. Because for me, like, I'm always like, every day I'm conscious of today could be that last day. I've kind of been like that for a while. And it comes from living in the moment.
Yeah.
Because you might lose somebody unexpectedly, right?
Yeah.
So for me, the whole funeral process, I'm done away at that point because that's not even a person anymore for me.
I agree.
Right? So with that being said, I'm always going to in the days of our relationship because that's how I understand relationships are important. So that's why I just kind of remember the relationship. You know what I'm saying? And so that way when that person isn't there, similar to, I might not even talk to that person in a year. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean they're absent from me.
Right.
So it's kind of like the same thing for me. Now, I'm also kind of spoiled in the sense that I grew up that I didn't have a lot of unexpected deaths. And then when we did, it was the OGs and things went in this proper order as you would think it would.
Yeah.
How life would dictate, right? So for me, I've kind of had a time to have a process. You know what I'm saying? So for me, and so like for people that's close to me, like my grandma or my mom or my dad or my sister or whatever, already in my mind know how I'm going to take that.
Right.
No, you know what I'm saying? If that ever happened to me. So for me, I'm just going to sit there and just kind of like go through the grieving process. If it happens, if something happens, I'll allow myself to have the emotion, feel the emotion, but don't dwell in the emotion. Like, if I'm really feeling fucked up about it, I'm just gonna be like, I'm fucked up about it, and just go through the emotion. Just go through the emotion. Just go through it. And hopefully in my mind, I'm just going to tell myself, hey, don't keep going through this too long because it'll manifest into something else. So feel the emotion, go through it, or whatever. So, of course, on paper, all that sounds good, what I'm saying, right? But then, boom, Kobe Bryant dies, right?
Thank you. I sure don't say that.
And then that shows you, like, you could think things go in its proper order. Like my dad say, the leaning tree ain't always the first to fall, right? So
I like that.
Boom, that also should always let me know, boom, okay, cool, you know what? The relationships that you kind of like was put more into that, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know when you might lose that person, and then you never know how you're going to react until it actually happens. So that's why I just allow myself that time to just go through that. Now, as far as going through the casket and all that other stuff, my mind is so gone at that point about it. I kind of feel like I've already played it out in my mind. So, but I had big experiences, like my parent died. I don't know how that worked. I had that conversation with my dad. Because I told him, I was like, you know what, my dad died, I'm not going to no funeral. Like, when I'm going to go to that funeral? So then I asked him, though, why he was alive. So I was like, hey, so would you feel like that was disrespectful? Because I would hate for people to try to tell me, your dad would have wanted you to come. I'd be like, the hell he did, he told me he was good. You feel me? But,
right.
But that ain't what he told me, though. But what he told me was, like, it's bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? It's for the people around you might need that strength, that X, Y, Z, the third. I got it. So at that
makes
moment,
sense.
I already processed in my mind, okay, when that happened, if it was to happen before me, I already have a process in place. You feel me? And then I kind of just work at it that way because I'm the type of person, I can do a lot before the situation happens, but once it happens, I don't know how I'm going to respond. So I try to do a lot of prevention, so to speak.
Good point.
Makes sense, bro.
Deep thinker.
I didn't even think about that because I've been on that selfish shit where, like, I don't even physically go into the church. I've actually hung outside because I can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. I'm like that by nature, too, though. Like I said, it all depends on who it is, right?
Right.
Who it is. And if your relationship with the person that passed, that would be cool, then shoot, do that. Fuck what everybody else thinking about it. Forget all that.
Yeah.
Forget it.
All right. Man, I needed that. Thank you. Oh, shit. Yeah, man. It just sucks. I don't know. The whole day has a different tone, man. Waking up and like the whole time. And like the funeral was kind of late. The funeral was at 2. Ooh. Nigga. So I'm used to it being at like 10 or 11.
You prolong the process.
I'm sitting there that morning like
shit by 2. We fucked up by 2.
Thank you.
Because that's what I'm used to. That's what I'm used to, and like I'm just sitting here just waiting because like it's like 9. It's too early to get dressed. You know what I'm saying? All my clothes and stuff is already. Yeah. I'm just thinking, and now I just got to get up and do something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't. Yeah.
It's too much.
So.
That's deep though. That's deep because I gotta go to a funeral Saturday. One of my first cousins just died, and what's funny about that, for using lack of a sense of word, is like the prior week, like let's say 2 weeks ago, my cousin's house burned down. Right? They woke up. It happened in the middle of the night. Everybody got out safe. Right?
Thank God.
All that house burned all the way down. Right? They moved over to a new house temporarily, so they built that one. Then my little cousin dies, right, in his sleep, right? And so we have his funeral. His funeral is Saturday, right? And on my mind is I'm listening to you guys through like the whole thing, like about the suit, the closing of the casket. All that stuff does mean something to somebody. It might have little whatever to me personally, but I'm just saying, all that means something to somebody. So I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, so how do I approach this funeral coming up? As I do any of them, like I said, it really is like a brainless thing to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, damn, imagine putting on a suit, and that suit puts you in a place because of the experience you attach to it.
Yep.
And that's something that you don't want to do, but at the same time you do it. So like I'm trying to feel what y'all saying in that, because like I said, I look at it different. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying what y'all doing is wrong at all. I'm just saying like, what does that do to the psyche of that person? You know what I'm saying?
I fucking hate suits. Straight up. I hate them, dog. I absolutely hate them, bro. Like, because of that reason only.
Right.
And I know I'm going to get past it at some point, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? Because I did get a lot of compliments. Yeah. Oh, you look nice in the suits. I'm like, yeah, you know, listen, I can clean up when I want to.
That's right. That's right.
You know, but.
It was like that, bro.
Thank you, bro.
It looked
Thank
nice.
you. Thank you. It's just, you know, yeah.
You would want it to be for much better, brighter.
Yeah,
Right.
I like to get dressed for something fun.
So what you do is what we gotta do is do some good things in suits too. Then
Right, so
do.
therefore
You
that
gotta
take your
balance
mind
it
off
out.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because balls,
so
you gotta wear
we go on
one.
a trip, first class.
Wedding, you gotta wear one.
Or we just have a 2020 podcast formal night out. Just
Right.
be balling.
I love that shit.
Can I get a cane?
Throw my
Hell
number
Hell
on.
yeah, and a
Okay.
top hat if you want
Yes.
to.
Go to Tumors or something. Just tip my hat to. Excuse
Coming
me,
at
bitches.
looking like Mr. Peanut Face. ass.
Right. Monopoly man. Give me a little monocle in this bitch. Shit, a little watch on the chain.
I
you know
know,
what I'm
right?
saying?
Old pocket watch face. ass.
Yeah. Do they still make those?
Hell yeah. You the girl.
But no, you right, bro. And the funny thing is like I went to church today, and the message was abundance, like asking God for more than enough. And if we tend to think too small, and there's a reason that He wants you to be abundant. Is to when you're abundant and you have more than you need, it's not a problem for you to help somebody else.
I find
That's
that
what I
funny
need to
because
do.
I don't get to go to church, but like I watched this guy named Michael Todd.
This
Like-
guy named Michael Todd, nigga, I fucks with Michael.
So
Todd, nigga.
that's ironic because he was just saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
that's
he was kind of just discussing that same thing last week.
That's crazy. And I haven't watched. I'm more of a Stephen Furtick guy, but Michael Todd, you know, they collab. A lot.
I don't know. It's I met him through one of my coworkers or whatever. Like she was telling me to like watch it because she's like, "Kim, there's somebody your age. Like I think you would watch it." And I was like, you know, I have my speculations on that because it's kind of like you my age. Okay, what you gonna do to keep my attention?
Exactly.
But then at the same time, he ain't have to do much.
Yeah.
Because it's like
He hit
he's
hard
speaking
with
the
his
real
message.
right.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I'm almost looking at them like, hey, I need to be taking me some notes on this shit. Like, wait a minute, like,
I've done
wait,
that.
I'm guilty of that. So, you know.
You know what? How many of y'all have a vision board?
I
I don't have one, but I've been wanting to create one, and I just don't know where to start.
Brother,
I want one so bad.
I'm a living testament, bro. I'm a living testament. I have two. I have one in my closet that's strictly for me spiritually, and one out here for the podcast. It's something about
You got an R. Kelly?
you shut your mouth, sir.
Trapped in the closet.
heard was
Trapped in the
You was not
closet.
finna Gayle King me.
Somebody trapped in the closet.
But yeah, this is what I'll do for y'all, and don't worry about cost because this shit costs nothing. I'm gonna buy y'all a dry erase wall wrapper like I got. It's cheap. Just peel it off, put it on your wall. Get you a dry erase marker. They're $1 at the Dollar Tree. And I swear to God,
We'll go to the side and close this out.
just write a couple things you want to do on it, and put it somewhere where you're gonna see it every day.
right.
Dog, it works. It will bother you until you do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm already feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm so crazy. I got my vision board in my head so cold. But the thing about it is you gotta have a visual manifestation of it as well, right?
Yeah.
So I feel you on that because I was just talking to somebody yesterday about it. They just did one, and I was like, you know, I haven't done one since like the 5th grade or whatever. And they was like, oh, well, at least you've ever done one. This was the first time I've done it. This person is like a whole adult, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, I have one in my mind because I see it. I can see it right now as I'm talking to y'all, right? But the thing about it is, I have to have it like a physical manifestation. So I will do that. And I think we should just do one collectively as a group too.
Thank you. I was just gonna say that too.
Like a group vision board. I
Right.
think that'd be dope.
Because we can bounce ideas off of one another, and you never know. Somebody can say something, and then you give somebody else life too.
Mm-hmm.
So we speaking into an existence.
All right, I'm with it. Yeah, All right. Yeah, but yeah, it worked wonders for me, man. And it holds you accountable, like in your own way. Like you were just talking about that. You were just saying you want to hold yourself accountable. Vision board. Because you will look at it and you'd be like, fuck, I ain't did that. Fuck, I ain't did it. Man, you know what?
Remember I told you that. We had that discussion before. Like, when you don't plan for something and God has something, you know what I'm saying, in design for you. And I'm like, oh, I never would have thought I would have did an interview with you. So I look at that and I say, if that wasn't planned. So imagine if I actually wrote my goals out, what I wanted to accomplish. We can really make something happen. So I was like, and that was my whole goal for 2020. And people, I think I kind of lost some people. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I want to do 2020. And I'm like, if I want to do, I don't want to be tied to shit that ain't trying to prosper. I'm sorry, I don't.
Yes.
And you can't be mad. I mean, you can, but technically you got to feel where I'm coming from. Like, we ain't moving and we just stagnant. No, thank you. I'm good. We done did that enough. So that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of just like, you hear me saying, thank you. Because I've been saying that to people. I'm like, finally somebody get it.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yo, I think that'd be kind of cool to do it as a group.
No, I was about to say because it's important. Because the thing about the vision board is great. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people make vision boards on a daily, right? But the thing about it is, how do you turn that vision into your reality, right?
Right.
That's the whole thing, and that's the thing she was talking about, right? And it all starts with a plan, right? People say they got a plan, but you ain't got no plan if it ain't written down.
That's
Exactly.
true.
Straight up.
That is true.
You could, and I've accomplished a lot without writing certain shit down, and I just know that I can't take it to the next level until I write it down.